All right, so I've recently been upgrading all of the sheets in my house, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to test out and talk about some of those like boutique bedding brands that I'm seeing all over social media. I'm guessing you're seeing them too. I get a lot of targeted ads. Um, and today I want to talk in particular about two brands, Parachute and Boll Branch. First, a little bit about the brands. Parachute is a West Coast based brand. They're based out of California, and they've got that kind of laid back, breezy, lived in luxury, affordable luxury vibe. Their sheets come in a lot of like neutral tones, a lot of like very natural looking colors, kind of that like desert southwestern color palette that I love so much. Not a ton of patterns, just a couple of stripes and solids. And then not a huge color palette. They have anywhere from about 4 to maybe 13 colors for each type of fabric they offer. In terms of fabrics, they specialize in sustainability. They have all their fabrics are Okotex certified, so like free from any harmful chemicals. They carry GOTS certified organic long staple cotton. 100% flax European linen. And then most of their textiles are made in a family run factory in Portugal. They're also committed to not just sustainability, but also circularity. They have a program in place where they use recycled and returned material from, their old pillows that they sanitize and use as their down alternative. And they've currently got a couple more like sustainability and circularity processes that they're in the works according to their website. So exciting to see what happens next from them. So for pricing, Parachute falls between like the $250 to like $300 range for their cotton sheet sets, and then like $350 to $390 for linen. So definitely boutique pricing, but not like the ultra luxury. So where Parachute is maybe a little more like laid back, Boll Branch feels a little more traditional, even a little more polished. Even just in terms of their color options, they have, for certain sheet sets, they have 30 plus colors, and they kind of run in the gamut from like those kind of natural, neutral colors that you can find with Parachute sheets, and also coastal colors or like jewel tones, more patterns. They also have different sheet sets that have, embellishments on them. You can get piping details, applique, stuff like that. Kind of more of a, not necessarily even more like a hotel vibe, but the like more traditional like luxe home vibe. That's kind of what I get from Boll Branch. Sustainability is super important to them as well. They lay out in detail every step of the process. They choose the farms that they partner with that grow their raw materials through harvesting and weaving and production and everything. They specialize in cotton. They do carry European flax linen, but it's very clear that cotton is their specialty, specifically organic long staple cotton. And they have a variety of different types of cotton sheets available. They have their like signature long staple cotton. They have a vintage washed cotton. They sell like a flannel. They have a reserve, which is like their specialty weave. And then they also have Supima, which is like the top tier American grown organic cotton. It's like what I guess Supima is to cotton what like champagne is to sparkling wine. Maybe a textile specialist will argue with me on that, but from what my understanding is, it's kind of like the cream of the crop of organic homegrown cotton. Boll Branch's pricing definitely tends to reflect their kind of like more upscale vibe. They definitely run a little bit higher than Parachutes. You can pay anywhere from $230 for a twin cotton set to $680 for their like reserve cotton embellished king size set. So I would say it's even a step above the boutique pricing to like a luxury price point. Definitely special occasion sheets or, you know, wedding registry sheets, something like that. So I ordered a sheet set from each company just to test them out. I got the brushed cotton sheets from Parachute in white, obviously. These I don't think are one of their top sellers, just based on, you know, where it was listed on the website, and also based on the fact that the ones that I do think are probably their top sellers, their linen and their percale come in, you know, over a dozen color options. Like the percale also had some stripes and stuff. This one they only carried 5 color options, which didn't really bother me because I am putting them in the guest room, and I like the kind of like spa quality of like some nice crispy white sheets for a guest room. I do wish they had, you know, more color options, just because, like, you know, spoiler alert, I really like these and I would buy them in a lot of colors for every room in my house, both bedrooms in my house. They're made from, you know, 100% long staple cotton, and they're like brushed with wire brushes to give them this like super soft, like almost like buttery feel. And then from Boll Branch, I got the signature hemmed cotton sheets in terracotta. This one I think is probably one of their best sellers. It was the very first one listed on their site. It's got the name signature in it, and then also it came in like, I want to say like 30 different color options. I think some of those colors are rotated out seasonally. I noticed today that when I ordered terracotta, it was not on sale, and now it is. So I think it's kind of part of that seasonal rotation. Both companies offered free standard shipping when I checked out. My Parachute sheets got here in, I want to say 3 days, and Boll Branch was like within a week. Both were super fast. Parachute came in a like recyclable waterproof plastic bag, and then the sheets themselves were all individually wrapped with ribbon, like the fitted sheet, the flat sheet, and then the pillowcases. Boll Branch definitely has like the kind of like luxury packaging down. The sheets were like tied with ribbon and like wrapped in tissue paper and tucked into like a branded box, and like definitely like looks a little bit more upscale. In terms of how they look and feel, I'm actually very happy with both of these sheet sets. The brushed cotton from Parachute might be the softest sheets I've ever slept in. They probably win out a little bit for comfort, because they've still got that like cotton structure, and they're not too like clingy the way like bamboo or jersey sheets are. They've got like, you know, a little bit of weight to them, a little bit of structure, but they're still like cool and breezy. But then they've got this like brushed texture, which I'm sure is really hard to see on, you know, camera, but it almost feels like a super lightweight flannel. Like if you had a flannel that was like so worn down that it was like actually as thin as, like, you know, as thin as this, but without pilling or getting holes in it, I guess. Like it's so soft. It's really nice. It wrinkled a little bit when I made the bed, but they're kind of those like little like lived in wrinkles that I don't really mind. It is 100% cotton, so you can always iron it if you want to. And then this set in particular, the pillowcases are like the back envelope pillowcases, which I really like. I think it, like, you can see there's a pillow on my bed. It makes for like nice crisp corners. I have, you know, I like a lot of times I feel like when I make the bed, I'm trying to like tuck the end of the, you know, the pillowcases that close on the side. I'm like trying to tuck the end in the back or like hide it a little bit, because you can see like the edge of the pillow sticking out. So I feel like it's a nice touch. The brushed cotton comes with these standard. Some of their more, you know, the ones that I'm speculating are probably Parachute's best sellers, the percale and the linen, stuff like that. You can actually choose if you want the side opening or the back envelope pillowcases. Just when you check out, same as, you know, you pick your color, you pick the size of your mattress, and you pick what type of pillowcases you want to come with them. And then obviously you can buy, you know, your a la carte pillowcases as well if you wanted. The Boll Branch sheets are also very soft, but definitely like silkier, not quite satiny, but they feel, I'm actually surprised that they're 100% cotton, and that they're not, you know, like dipped in anything or, you know, coated with anything, because they are pretty silky feeling. It's just the weave of the cotton. It's a different, you know, style weave, I think, that does that. But they do have just a little bit more of a sheen to them, too, than a lot of other cotton sheets that I'm used to, which, like, I'm honestly not a huge fan of. They're not like satiny shiny, but I kind of like that more like natural matte look personally. So if that bothers you, that's something to think about with their, at least with their signature sheets, which I didn't expect. They do have like satiny weaves, and they also have their percale is probably more matte, or like the flannel, stuff like that. Super, super comfy. They don't wrinkle quite as much as I expected them to. That's not to say that they don't wrinkle at all, but I think it's that like kind of satiny quality to them. I've been trying a lot of sheets recently, and even including some bamboo sheets that I got, I think these are like the least wrinkly. And they are 100% cotton, so you could iron them if you wanted to. Like I said, very happy with both of these. I would buy from both companies again. I think that for the quality, I prefer Parachute's price point a lot more. I do wish they had some more color options, especially in this fabric. I'm going to be pushing for that because they're so snuggly and like buttery soft, and I love them. But the Boll Branch sheets are super high quality. I like that both companies are committed to sustainability. It was cool to see on the Boll Branch website how they take it every step through the process. It's nice that companies are thinking about stuff like that. One pro of Boll Branch is obviously the color options. There are so many more color options. And then they also do have all those, like, you have the options for the embellishments and stuff. So if you're, I'm more of a like, I like that kind of like laid back natural style. But if you do prefer like the embellishments, there's some with eyelet or lace, you know, different trims, stuff like that, then Boll Branch is the way to go. They are more of a luxury price point, great for like a wedding gift or a special occasion or something like that. While I wouldn't put Parachute with like the super budget or affordable sheets, I think for the quality, they've got kind of like boutique pricing, but the quality is reflected in that. Honestly, I would say the quality even goes above that. Like I said, I would buy both of them again. I feel like Parachute is more comparable to, you know, the other kind of boutique brands like Brooklinen or and stuff like that. I think that Boll Branch is more comparable to like the more classic brands like Laura Ashley, you know, like the department store brands. But both of them like really comfy. They look nice. I'm very happy with both of them. I'm going to keep trying more sheet sets. So if there's something that you think I should try out, leave me a comment. And if you want to see more of these comparisons, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.